Alright, so I'm not really sure if this is even going to work, this video. It is so hot. And I'm right out in the olive grove to sort of show you around there. But it's so hot, my phone screen's not working, the drone's struggling, the wireless mic's struggling, so this may have no audio whatsoever. But let's go for it anyway. We're going to go down here. I've got one of these e-scooters. It's turned off. Even my e-scooter's struggling. There we go. Right. So a bit of an issue there. I've hired this scooter. I've never ridden one of these before because I'm all about electric skateboards. And in hindsight, I should have ordered like an off-road one. It's a bit of a struggle down these paths on this scooter. It hasn't got any suspension or anything, and there's lots of rocks. But, you know, it's very, very great to see all these olive farms. Absolutely loads of olives. And of course, it's a real shame. It's a monoculture. You know, everything the same is not good. We need biodiversity in this world. In every aspect. And all across Greece, when you put the drone up, it's so full of olive plantations. Some of these trees are really old, and the olive trees and the groves are not, strictly speaking, responsible for deforestation of Greece. One of the biggest sort of risks at the moment is where they're moving over towards agriculture and they're ripping out, you know, really productive 1,000-year-old olive trees. So that's a bit of an issue. But, you know, Greece has historically been growing olives for probably thousands of years. So, you know, way back it would have been forest. But for the most of the time it's been human occupied, it's been olives, it really has. So they probably had a part to blame right back in the day, but more so was conflict and war. They were the main issues. And shipbuilding as well. These are why a lot of their trees got burnt down and cut down. And fuel. And you know, wildfires are very much a natural part of the ecosystem in the Med and here in Greece. Wildfires happen. And of course they're happening more frequently now. And we know that from archaeological evidence. Wildfires are getting more frequent. So, you know, the climate breakdown is playing a massive part in that being an exaggerated problem now. So you can't just say, oh, wildfires happen for thousands of years. Well, it did, but not quite like they're happening now. So all these olive trees are just full of cicadas at the moment. You don't really see much other wildlife. It's a real shame. But that's what Greece is. And they're very proud of their olive farms. You know, they love their olive oil, olive bread. They have big celebrations in a nearby village to here once the harvest is over. Yeah, it's a big deal. And I've got this scooter, and you can go out running for absolutely miles and miles through olive plantations. It just goes on and on. And I like to get out and explore, and you can almost get lost. It feels like a maze. It really does, like knowing where you're going. So what I'm probably going to do is next time get a bit more of a sort of off-road scooter, and I'll be able to handle these tracks a bit safer, and I'll also be able to head out a bit further and talk a bit about the quarrying as well that goes on. But yeah, right now I am kind of lost. I'm just sort of heading towards what I think is the coast, and then I can get my bearings. Because sometimes you get to one of these tracks and it's a dead end. Oh, so yeah. Hope you've enjoyed this little journey with me on an e-scooter. I'm like a little teenager on this thing. But a great way to get around. You know, normally I'm out on motorbikes. You can't hire motorbikes here. And I do like the new age of electric skateboards and electric scooters with the, you know, the smaller carbon footprint of going out and about. This is much more peaceful. People probably wouldn't be happy if I was bombing down here on a motorbike. I would be, but people that live here probably wouldn't. So this is a bit more friendly, an e-scooter. So yeah. Alright, I'm going to stop at these crossroads. Of course, I've got no phone signal where I am, so I'm going to struggle a bit to navigate my way out of this olive growth. So I bring that drone in, get wild.